Get away! I'm toast. Okay, oh, they're coming. Leave me alone!
Whoa!
The forest has always been a place of mystery, a place where people go to disappear, to find peace, or sometimes to lose it. But what happens when the sound of wind in the trees is replaced by footsteps that aren't yours? Tonight, we'll be covering 6 of the most disturbing encounters caught deep in the woods, all captured by real people, on real cameras. Up first is Sam, the man behind the YouTube channel, The Northwest Wind. Sam loves to explore and create, and through his channel, he combines those passions by showcasing the art of stealth camping, mostly across Ohio, but also throughout the US. However, in this particular video, something happened that Sam never could have foreseen. It was one of the warmer days of January 2024. The video starts out pretty normal. Sam is out stealth camping right beside a park, stoked for a quiet night alone. But it wouldn't take long before he realized something was terribly wrong. He wasn't alone. But Sam sets up camp for the night, hoping everything will be all right. It's a nice little spot in the woods behind a dog park. Everything points to a quiet night out.
I don't know what it is here, but I keep feeling like somebody's watching me. And it's like very, very strong feeling, like hair on the back of my neck standing up. I don't know. I just keep feeling like I'm being watched or something, though. I don't know.
But even though his gut tells him something's off, he decides to ignore it and keep filming anyway. However, it wouldn't be long before Sam would come to deeply regret that decision.
It's getting dark. It's gonna be fully dark here in about 10 minutes or so. Somebody just walked by. I don't know if they had a dog or not, but they definitely didn't see me, but I could barely see them. The tent does not sit high at all. I've been sitting on my pelly case. It was while I was eating, just finishing up eating. I don't know why, I'm just spooked. I haven't been saying that, but I've been spooked since I got here. I keep feeling like somebody's watching me. And then seeing that person. I know it's a public park, but still.
As night begins to fall, Sam's instincts grow stronger with every passing minute. His mind keeps telling him something isn't right, but each time, he pushes those thoughts aside and keeps pressing deeper into the night. What Sam is about to experience is something he'll remember for the rest of his life. Sam crawls into his tent to rest for the night, but it doesn't take long before something, or someone, shows up outside.
There's somebody, hang on. I don't know if they can see it or not through the tent. I don't think so. I'm leaning right up against the light, but somebody's walking around out there very close to the tent. Somebody's out there. I don't know if they're coming this way or just walking around out there. I can't tell. Somebody's definitely walking around out there, though. Hang on. I don't want to leave the light on in case they can see in here. I think the fly is thick enough that they can't see the light, but still, I'm leaning right up against the lantern, so you can only just barely see my face.
Clear footsteps roam around Sam's tent, but too frightened to say anything, he quietly turns on his camera and films, hoping whoever's out there will leave. But soon, things take a far darker turn.
Hang on. I want you to be able to see as much as possible, but I'm not going to turn on the lantern again. I have my headlamp in my pocket, too.
With every second that passes, Sam grows more and more creeped out. The tension inside his small tent is rising, and it's clear that whoever's out there isn't there for fun.
Hello? Hello? I think there's two people. I can't tell. I can barely hear them talking. They're whispering. I think there's two people. Hello?
Sam calls out, letting them know he's in there, but no answer comes back. They finally come close enough for Sam to feel truly uncomfortable, forcing him to finally confront whoever's out there in the middle of the night.
Hello? Hello? All right, I don't like this. Hello? Hello? They're touching my tent. Stop.
Sam calls out again, but there's still no answer. Time is running out. Whoever's out there is now right beside him, their hands brushing against the tent. But just as fast as they appeared, they were gone.
Hello? All right, I'm getting the out of here. Hello? Hello? I don't know what the this is, but we're getting out of here. Hang on. Hello? Okay, they're walking away now. What do you want? What do you want? I have a knife. Where's my knife? They're with me. They're with me here. Holy crap, get away. What do you want?
The instant Sam confronted them, knife in hand, whoever was out there disappeared into the night. With his adrenaline pumping, Sam rushes outside and scares them off before things can spiral out of control. But even as he starts packing up, someone, or something, is still lurking around the campsite, breaking the uneasy silence.
Get away! All right, I'm spooked. I don't like this. Get my headlamp on and we're getting out of here right now. They're just standing there. They're just standing there. What do you want? Leave me alone! They went over that way. I can't see them now.
But still, there's complete silence from whoever's out there, and a growing sense that their intentions aren't good.
I have a knife. I smell your cigarette. All right, I'm officially like tweaking now. I'm like, all right, we're just gonna get out of here. We're just gonna get out of here. I'll come back for this crap later. Do I have my phone? I'm gonna call 911 if you come near me. All right, they're moving again. I don't know, I'm getting out of here. We're going. I'll come back for this some other time. All right, let's get the hell out of here. I'm leaving, don't follow me. I don't know where to go. I don't know which way to get out of here. I smell your cigarette. I can hear you. I hear you. All right, I don't know which way to go. How the hell do I get out of here? All right, I don't know how to get out of here.
Too scared to pack up in the dark, Sam hurriedly abandons his gear and makes a run for it. But he doesn't get far before realizing they're right behind him again.
Stay away from me! They're coming behind me. I don't know what they're doing. They could just be around. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. They're at my campsite. I see them. I see you reflecting off my tent. Leave my alone! All right, I'm getting out of here. You can have it. How do I? Which way? Here. Okay.
Finally, Sam finds his way out of the forest, and for a moment, everything seems fine. But then he slips, and in an instant, the entire mood changes. Something is lurking right behind him, and the worst possible thing has just happened.
I just ate. I'm soaked. I'm toast. Okay, oh, they're coming. Leave me alone! Okay. Okay. I don't know. where I'm going. Ow!
Despite the pain, Sam keeps moving, driven by pure adrenaline to escape before they reach him.
About 5 minutes from the car now, but I'm in the big clearing off the path. I have the high ground, so to speak. I can see everything from behind me. I don't see anybody anymore. Can't hear anybody. If they were coming, I could see them for a ways now.
And against all odds, he makes it out. Or so he thought. Just as Sam began to believe he was finally alone, that he'd lost whoever was following him, something appeared in the dark. But this time, it didn't slow down. It didn't speak. And it didn't have to. Its presence alone was enough to tell Sam that something was very wrong.
I can see you! Oh, it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger. All right, let's get the out of here. I don't know if they're like after me or something, or what the happening. We're getting the here. It's getting bigger. They're coming this way. Holy I don't like this. I'm calling the police!
Sam bolts away and finally reaches his car, barely escaping whatever or whoever was following him through this horrendous night. The next day, Sam returns to his camping spot, only to find everything torn apart.
Yeah. Oh man, everything is absolutely sopped. Damn. Can't actually tell if they... Yeah, they must have, because see, exactly like I was saying, they pulled the tent from the top while I was in there and pulled the stakes out of the ground. I did not do that, nor did I leave it like that. So somebody was definitely messing with my stuff. It's really creepy. Really creepy. Like I said it last night.
Luckily, Sam made it out alive, but one question still lingers in the air. Who were these people? And what were they doing out there in the middle of the night? CJ Faison is a YouTuber and explorer known for pushing his luck in all the wrong places, from haunted mines to forgotten ghost towns. But this time, he wasn't hunting ghosts. It was October of 2024, and he was trying out something new, his first solo van camping trip, no friends to talk to, neither for protection. And the place he chose? The Pine Barrens of New Jersey, a 1,000,000-acre sprawl of dense forest and dark history. Locals call it cursed. Some say it's home to the Jersey Devil. Others say something much worse lurks there: people. And because it's in the state of New Jersey, CJ wasn't allowed to bring any weapons for protection, only his bare hands.
I just pulled up. That's weird. Sounds very hollow.
He arrives just after dark, parking deep off a sandy trail. As he steps out, the ground sounds hollow beneath him, like there's something buried underfoot. It's strange, but he brushes it off. For now. The night begins normally enough. He sets up camp, films a bit for his audience, even jokes about how peaceful it feels. But in the Pine Barrens, peace doesn't seem to last long.
I feel very nervous because this, like, completely solo. You're in the middle of the woods. I'm gonna get my stuff. I'm gonna go on a little bike ride here, and we're gonna go explore around together.
When he returns from a short bike ride, something's changed.
Those two logs are knocked over. The two logs are actually knocked over. I know for a fact that one was standing up, and I know that I'm 99% sure that one was standing up too.
Two thick logs he'd stood upright earlier are now lying flat, knocked over, cleanly, No wind, no animals nearby. CJ tries to rationalize it, but he's unsettled. He closes the van, locks up, and keeps filming. Then the strange, unexplainable noises begin from outside the van. Followed by a dim red light flickering from the edge of camp. A flashlight, one he's never seen before, blinking in the brush. But when he inspects it, the power switch is still in the off position.
Hello? Come on. That's somebody's flashlight. Hello? Obviously. A damn flashlight doesn't fall clean out of the sky.
Somehow, it turned itself on, and while running back toward the van, an unexpected stride kicks in.
Whoa! No. You motherfucker! I'll fucking beat your ass with this flashlight if I find you.
It's clear that someone is messing with him.
All right, come the f*** on. Who's out here? Who's out here? I'm 9,000% sure that light was not on. 9,000%.
Moments later, an exterior lighting source flips on by itself. CJ stumbles back, heart pounding, as the shadows around him shift. Whoever, or whatever, is out there is playing with him. His cameras start dying one by one, batteries draining, overheating warnings flashing, even though it's cool outside. Then comes a sound, a single heavy bang from somewhere near the riverbank.
No fucking way. Hello? Listen, dude. Listen. If you're fucking with me, just come out and say it.
It's deliberate, loud enough to make him freeze. He calls out, no response, just silence. But as he rushes to check the toilet building, there's really nothing to see.
I'm 9,000% sure that boom or bang came from that right there. 100% came from that right there.
Finally, CJ barricades himself in the van for the night. No more exploring, just the hum of the Starlink antenna, and the feeling of eyes in the dark.
No one tried to break in the van that I know of, at least. I think when I fell asleep, I was just like, ow. I enjoy the van camping thing. I felt way safer than when I'm like camping in a tent, that's for sure.
Morning brings stillness. The bike is untouched. The van is fine. Everything looks the same. And yet, somehow, nothing feels right. The Pine Barrens are quiet again. Too quiet. Because whatever was out there that night, it didn't need to show itself to convince CJ that it was real. On April 5th, 2019, a guy named Sunking, through his YouTube channel, Appy Mountain Trekkers, dedicated to all things outdoors, King shares his adventures and passes on his knowledge and skills. In this video, King heads out for what should have been a normal solo overnight bushcraft trip, something he's done plenty of times before. But this night would be different, darker, and easily the most disturbing experience of his life. At first glance, nothing in King's video seemed out of the ordinary. Everything pointed to a completely normal camping trip. He set up his tent, built a fire to cook some food, and kept a gun and a knife close by for safety. But deep in those woods, something was lurking. Something so disturbing that it would leave King fearing for his life. As night began to fall, something felt off. There was a look in King's eyes, a quiet fear, but he wasn't sure enough to say anything out loud. Not yet. That is, until something in the woods started moving.
Alright guys, I just want to give you a quick update. It's about 10 after 10. I laid down about 9 o'clock and I was trying to go to sleep. It took me a while and I was almost asleep, and sometime before 10 I was woke up by something I've never heard in my life.
With fear in King's eyes, it's clear something is very wrong. A man who's camped his whole life now looks scared like a little kid. Whatever was out there wasn't just an animal. It was something far more disturbing.
And I know this might sound sensational or something that, I'm not bullshitting. I heard like 4 quick, very loud, deep guttural calls on this ridge behind me, behind camp. There's like a dip on the other side, and it goes up to a higher ridge on this backside, and it sounded like it come from over there. But it was like 4 calls, almost like a communication call of some kind. They were back to back, and then there was a pause, and then I heard 2 more. It scared the absolute shit out of me.
And when those words come from a man carrying a gun and a knife, someone strong enough to protect himself, you know something is seriously wrong. Debating whether to go back to sleep or head out with his weapons in hand, King decides to rest for a moment, but suddenly, footsteps echo outside his camp. Heart racing, he grabs his gear and steps out for a quick look to see if there are any signs of whatever was, or still is, roaming the forest.
It's about 1 o'clock. I woke up again. I heard something circle my camp. Whatever it is, it's close.
It doesn't take long before something moves in the distance, something big enough to hear, yet small enough to stay out of sight.
Hear that?
Moving slowly from tree to tree, King starts to get serious chills. Something is moving right in front of him, but just far enough that his weak flashlight can't catch it. Suddenly, a scream echoes through the dark forest, and that's when King calls it quits and heads back to camp. But he's far too scared to sleep. Instead, he stays awake for the rest of the night, guarding the perimeter. Thankfully, nothing comes back to visit him. The following footage comes from Sydney, a solo traveler and creator who documents her life on the road across the United States. Through her self-titled YouTube channel, she shares the honest, unfiltered side of van life, the freedom, the isolation, and the strange beauty that comes with sleeping under the open sky. But during one quiet evening in Tennessee, her peaceful trip to a familiar, peaceful campsite instead turned into questioning everything she thought she knew about being alone in the woods.
So, I am in the middle of Tennessee. I left Nashville about an hour ago, and I'm making my way to the campsite that I stayed at the very first night that I camped out by myself.
It's early evening when the video begins. Sydney has just left Nashville, and is driving back to a small campsite tucked deep in the Tennessee wilderness. The same spot where she first camped alone at the beginning of her journey. It's a place that feels familiar, even safe. As the road narrows to a single lane, she talks about her plans for the week ahead, the simple errands, the next few states she'll cross. It's an ordinary travel day, quiet, calm, and full of that particular stillness that comes before sunset.
This looks a lot different than the last time I came down here. There's nobody here. I'm gonna get out and take a gander and make sure everything's like safe, and I might drive down there, but I might take the top spot too. I don't know yet. Yeah, I think I'm gonna come down to this spot. I'm so glad it's open.
When she arrives, the site is completely empty. Just her, the trees, and the sound of running water nearby. For a solo traveler, it's perfect. Or at least, it seems that way. She sets up camp, talks to her viewers, and starts preparing dinner. Everything feels calm, familiar, until that calm is interrupted.
What is that?
A low, guttural noise drifts through the trees, distant, but close enough to freeze her mid-sentence. The camera jerks toward the woods. More sound follows, sharper each time, then nothing. For a few seconds, she just listens. The woods are completely still again. Then she laughs nervously, brushing it off. Maybe a deer, maybe a coyote. But her expression betrays her. Whatever that was, she's never heard anything like it. She pulls out her gun and loads it, just in case things were to take a turn for the worse. She quietly starts packing. Dishes, food, gear, all moved closer to the car. If something happens, she wants to be ready to leave at a moment's notice.
I packed all my stuff up so that if I do need to like just close this, I only have this to move, but what if it was Bigfoot and that was like a deer that he was eating and it was like making noises because the deer is scared? That was so weird. I heard it move too. It like moved from like there to over there.
The rest of the night, she tries to stay calm. She eats, films a few more clips, and talks about what she heard. Part joking, part uneasy. Maybe it was an animal, she says. Maybe Bigfoot. Maybe nothing at all. But even as she crawls into bed hours later, the tension never really leaves. The camera fades to black, and the next morning's clip shows her smiling again, tired, relieved, and ready to leave the campsite behind. Whatever made that sound never appeared on camera, but the unease that followed stayed with her, a reminder that the quietest forests often hide the strangest things. Up next is Brendan Fitzpatrick, an outdoorsman, bow hunter, and YouTuber known for documenting life in the woods and the ethics of hunting responsibly. Through his videos, he shares his experiences on leased land across the Midwest, showing what it means to respect the wilderness and those who share it. But in this particular video, Brendan would find himself facing something far more dangerous than wildlife. It was early November, 2022, a cold, gray morning, the kind hunters know well. Brendan set out to bow hunt one of his regular spots, a piece of land he and his family had leased for years. His camera was rolling as usual, meant to capture the stillness of the forest and the patience of the hunt.
I'm out there right now. But I just want to show you kind of why we're here. I mean, we pay good money to hunt this property. We've been hunting it for years.
Moments later, movement flickers through the trees. A figure emerges, armed with an assault rifle. The calm rhythm of the footage fractures as Brendan's lens shakes, then steadies on the man standing a few yards away.
Do you live on this property right here?
Sir, you're not listening to me. I'm not
I just want to talk to you. I'm sorry.
Put your phone down.
You have an AR in front of me. I'm fucking scared.
Put your phone down.
Dude, I'm scared as fuck right now.
Okay, well, it's going to be more scary. Put your phone down. Are you attacking me?
No, no, sir. No, sir. I'm hunting. I'm hunting with.
Drop your fucking phone.
Oh my God.
Drop your fucking phone.
Sir,
Listen to me. I don't give a fuck about that.
I'm bow hunting. I don't have any guns on me.
I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm asking you to move. I'm asking you to look at me. You're on my fucking property. You got to motherfucking go. You're on my property, sir.
Okay,
Listen.
I'm
I've
packing
been
up
here 8
right
years.
now.
You've never been here. Listen.
Can I come out there so we can talk?
Come on out.
Okay.
Don't touch. No.
I just have to move my chair to get
Walk
out
over
there.
it. Walk over it.
Okay.
Walk over it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck you are. You're my property.
What follows is tense, quiet, and unbroken. For minutes, the camera observes nothing but gestures. One man steady but unsure, the other restless and armed, both struggling to persuade the other of their position. In the end, though, the AR appears to gain the upper hand.
Understood.
Young children, and I'm reacting.
I completely understand. I understand.
That's where I'm coming from.
Okay.
The bow, you fucking shoot
The only reason we're here.
Who's we? Is there someone else here on the property?
No one else is here on the property, but we have four people on this lease who pay for this hunting property.
Understood.
The reason that we have this blind here is because, according to our Onyx, who shows us the survey lines, this is the property that we're legally allowed to hunt. We have permission from him to access from his property from our cornfield right there.
Understood.
And the rule is you're allowed to bow hunt within 125 feet of a residential dwelling.
Yeah.
So,
well, they don't make the laws for me. I got young children here, and
Understood.
I'm reacting as a father. So, this is not the place for that.
When the encounter finally ends, Brendan starts packing up. The footage shows his blind half collapsed, the tree line now empty, and the sound of the man's footsteps retreating through the leaves.
Yes. All right, so no problem. I wish you luck.
oh, you okay?
I wish you luck, my friend. But I don't shy bien. You just can't be here, my man.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking.
All right.
All right?
All right. Can I get your name, sir?
No, you can't.
Okay.
This is going to make a difference for you.
I understand. Out of respect, if I see you, I want to be able to communicate, you know?
I doubt we're going to run into each other again.
Okay.
Now, the man claiming the area refused to state his name, which is totally legal. But what the video doesn't show is what happened after. Brendan reported the confrontation to local police and conservation officers, providing the footage as evidence. But no charges were filed. Authorities ruled it a misunderstanding. A year later, it happened again. While Brendan's brother was out hunting the same lease, gunfire erupted from the neighboring property, bullets cutting through the woods below his stand. For nearly an hour, he waited, unable to move, as rounds struck trees just feet away. Once again, law enforcement arrived. Still, no charges. Nothing changed. Today, Brendan and his family still lease the land, but they no longer hunt half of it. Too close to the line, too close to danger. Because for them, this wasn't just an encounter caught on camera. It was a reminder that in the wilderness, fear doesn't always come from the dark. Sometimes, it comes from the people who find you there. In our final case, we're taking a look at a channel called Truesdale TV. William, the man behind the channel, is a stealth and wild camping expert. On his small channel, he shares amazing camping spots along with tips and tricks for newcomers, usually showing only the peaceful and enjoyable side of the camping in the wild. But in this particular video, things were different. It was October of 2023. William found himself in the middle of something truly terrifying while out camping alone in the woods. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. William had found a nice camping spot, set up his tent, poured himself a good shot of whiskey, and started cooking some food. But it wouldn't be long before something unsettling began moving around his campsite, leading him to step outside and take a look.
I don't want you near me. I heard something there. Hey, let's go back to camp.
William makes the smart decision to head back to camp and cook his dinner. Everything still seems normal. Nothing strange is happening yet. He makes a delicious meal and eats while talking to the camera. But the moment he gets into his tent, something truly disturbing happens right outside. In an instant, something changes. You can see it in William, on his face and in his eyes, as clear footsteps begin to move outside. Out here, in such a remote part of Ireland, that's not something you can ignore. Terrified for his life, William quickly shuts everything off except his camera.
Come there. Come here.
William calls out, hoping with everything in him for a reply. But there's nothing. Nothing but complete, unsettling silence. Afraid of getting trapped inside the tent without knowing what's out there, William quickly grabs his weapon and steps outside to confront whoever, or whatever, might be waiting in the dark.
Said I was coming outside. I did see chemtrails earlier on. What's the biggest game you get for you? We don't get big game. Well, I think that's a nighttime stroll head in the head, definitely. Freak that. We ain't being born. I have to check back in the camera. But I swear I heard like something going past there.
But in an instant, it's gone. And with only a weak headlamp to light the way, William can barely see anything in the darkness.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? It was definitely a thump. Right? Guess it's turning the Blair Witch Project, that shit.
And then again, sounds break through the darkness. It's almost like whatever's out there knows William can't see it. It moves just beyond the reach of his flashlight. Terrified, William climbs back into his tent to figure out his next move. Should he leave or try to make it through the night? But he doesn't get much time to think before something truly disturbing comes back.
Right, I'm gonna turn these days off for a minute or two. The f***? Did you hear that? Did you f***? Hear that? My heart's going f***. Who's out there?
Something suddenly hits the side of his tent, almost like it was thrown from a distance. William's heart is pounding, and he has no idea what to do. So he goes out to check again. But there's still nothing to be seen, and things are getting way too strange. For his own safety, William decides to pack up and leave for good, promising himself he'll never return to that forest again. And that's all for today, folks. If there's one thing you should have learned by the end of this video, it's that you never really know what's waiting for you in the woods. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more disturbing content. Click the card shown on screen for your next nightmare. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.